Supreme Court of Appeal has today ruled that the tobacco ban during the hard Covid-19 lockdown was both illegal and unnecessary. Tax Justice SCA says the 5-month sales ban handed control of South Africa's tobacco trade to criminals who are making a profit of 100 million rand a day. We're joined now by Tax Justice South Africa's Yusuf Abrambjee. Yusuf, good evening to you. On what basis did the Supreme Court of Appeal rule that the tobacco ban was illegal?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Well, we know that the Western Cape High Court, the full bench, gave a ruling in favor of the applicants, and the applicants included British American Tobacco, JTI, the Black Farmers Association, and a number of other individuals at the time, and that was a full bench of 3 judges. The Supreme Court of Appeal has backed up what the Western Cape Court found, and they believe that the minister was not scientific in her arguments that tobacco or cigarettes were contributed to COVID. They believe it was unconstitutional, and they even awarded costs to the applicants, which means that the President and the Minister of Cooperative Governance have to pay the legal costs for both the applicants and for themselves. And really, we have repeatedly at Tax Justice Stephen raised the issue of the illicit trade. Even during the initial application before the Western Cape High Court, we raised the concern about how the illicit trade at the time was growing, and even the effects after the 5-month lockdown ban. In fact, even up to today, we are seeing the effects of that particular ban through the illicit trade, which is now out of control. These criminals are running amok. Smuggling between South Africa and Zimbabwe is rife. We saw that right from day one when the lockdown or the ban began, and the effects are just disastrous, Stephen.
So then what consequences has this had? I mean, this, as you say, and there's other evidence to back up some of what you say about a sort of explosion in illicit sales. Do you believe people moved to illegal cigarettes and are still with those brands now? They never went back?
We know there's a minimum collectible tax, which means that about 22 rand per packet of 20 cigarettes has to go to government. You can go to a corner shop, you can find these cigarettes being sold for 7 rand a pack, 10 rand, 15 rand, which clearly means that these manufacturers and distributors of these cigarettes are not paying their taxes. In fact, just today, Tax Justice launched what we call the Fight Back Charter 2022. We of the view that government must now impose emergency sanctions to halt the transnational organized crime groups, and they are stripping South Africa's assets and infrastructure. We say that South Africa is under attack. Industrialized theft has become entrenched across multiple layers of society, Stephen, and billions of rands is being looted from our country and siphoned. I'm not only talking of cigarettes here, I'm talking of the construction mafia, the criminal politicians, the gold, coal and diesel syndicates that are running amok, the crooked cops, amongst the battalions of bad actors,
sure,
amazing vast personal fortune. So it's really becoming a problem, and we're saying the time has now come for government to seize the assets of these people involved. And there's no secret who's involved. They're doing it openly and brazenly. We want the Interpol to issue red notices against all the suspects involved. We want the banks also to come to the party and freeze the bank accounts.
If we could just come back to the tobacco issue for a moment. During the time of the hard lockdown, one of the things that was said, if I remember the number correctly, was that the Cooperative Governance Department and others said that on their information they believe that around 900,000 people stopped smoking during the hard lockdown. Now, if that figure is correct, I stand under correction of that, that would be possibly the greatest single biggest health intervention in terms of the fight against smoking. Smoking kills, the science tells us that. It would be the biggest possible health intervention in the battle against smoking in probably 4 generations. Wouldn't it be worth it if 900,000 people stopped smoking?
Stephen, where is the facts to back that up? We know there was some research conducted by one or other university, but there's no scientific proof. In fact, even the minister's claims that tobacco was contributing to the COVID numbers was found by both the courts. A total of 8 judges now have found that that wasn't to be believed. It's untrue. So even if you say that tobacco, the ban led to people stopping smoking, which is a good thing, how do we promote bans and try to force people to smoke? And that is why the courts correctly, in our view, found it was completely unconstitutional. There's absolutely no merit in the numbers that have been shared.
Yusuf Abrambjee from Tobacco Justice SCA, I do appreciate the time. Thank you very much indeed.